been in the NFT space for a while now, and there are lots of opportunities that most people would like to know and maybe invest. And some of the most important things in the NFT space are digital ownership and being able to buy content and creations from your favorite creators like photographers and digital artists, musicians. There are people who can be selling music and who are already selling music NFTs in Kenya, across Africa, and across the world. So I would like to take you through the process of minting an NFT and how you can buy NFTs, how you can look into projects that you are interested in, and what you're supposed to look at so that you don't end up investing in the wrong thing that maybe you wouldn't have invested if you had the right information. Like you have known and you have heard in the internet, most people have been scammed and maybe lost lots of money due to investing in the wrong things. I'm assuming most of you know NFTs or what an NFT is. Basically, an NFT stands for a non-fungible token. So a non-fungible token basically is a term meaning the token cannot be interchangeable. Like for example, how you can send me one Bitcoin and I'll send you another Bitcoin from another wallet, but it's still the same. The same way you can give me $1 and I give you another $1, still the same. But for NFTs, they are not interchangeable. They are non-fungible, meaning the value of an NFT is determined by what the other person is willing to pay for it and what value people have have put in the NFT. So in this workshop, I'll be taking you through how to mint NFTs, invest in NFTs, and I'll also explain a little bit about the metaverse and how you can invest in the metaverse, how you can jump in, have fun, and also make some money there, and maybe make a name for yourself if you are creative. Like you have seen, the metaverse has gotten a lot of popularity in the recent days. You have seen Samsung having a headquarters in Decentraland. You have seen JP Morgan opening a virtual bank on Decentraland as well. And you have seen Nike, Adidas, and Puma showing interest and investing in virtual fashion, virtual sneakers that don't exist physically, but people are buying them to wear them in the metaverse. So you might be asking yourself, how do I wear these sneakers in the metaverse? Maybe you're a fan of Nike or a fan of Adidas, but you would like to get in and be involved in the metaverse stuff. So I think I'll share my screen here and take you through the largest NFT marketplace, that is OpenSea. Maybe you can look at the most popular NFT collections and what makes them popular and how you can invest in the upcoming collections and also the popular ones. That is, if you are able to. For most of the popular ones, you are not, it's not easy for everyone because there's something we call the floor price. The floor price is the least amount of money or ETH that you can use to buy an NFT, and it keeps rising according to popularity. So if you come to OpenSea, let me just head over to the homepage. When you come to OpenSea, you can see the on the homepage, they usually feature the most the most or they usually feature an artwork that is catchy and maybe people can see value in it, or something that is trending. Over here you usually see collections that are trending and people are showing interest in terms of traffic and volume and all that. So, and down here you can see the top collections in the last 7 days. If you click on this drop down, you can change to last 24 hours, last 30 days. If you want to see the change in the floor price and the volumes over time. So for example, if you look at the last 24 hours, you can see that Tabby Cats by Tabby Collective has had the most volume in Ethereum. If you look at this, it's 5,725 ETH, which is quite a high amount of Ethereum. And if you look at CloneX, CloneX is actually a collection that is owned by Nike. They bought it because it was done by RTFKT Studios, which Nike bought. And so, like, if you want to invest in Nike NFTs, you just come here and invest in this collection. It's called Clone X. So I think I'll show you around using this collection as a start point. If you look at the items, every NFT collection usually has the number of items that are available. Like most NFT collections are communities. NFTs allow us to create decentralized communities that are controlled, and you have provable membership on the blockchain because, like you all know, information on the blockchain is immutable and permanent. It cannot be changed. So if, for example, this collection has 18.9K items, for you to buy, you have to come and buy it from someone. And like you know, NFTs are they offer digital proof of ownership. So for example, if you look at this one here, you can look at the price history. This graph here just shows how the history has changed over time from December 14th to January. Yeah, to January. And if you come down here, you can look at all the transactions and everything that has happened on this collection or on this particular item. For example, if you come down here, you can see there's so many bids. So you can filter out the bids and only look at the sales and the transfers. So if you look at the item activity, you can see when it was minted. It was first minted on December 12th, 2 months ago. You can see the person who minted it is Real AF, and you can see the original owner who they sold it to, and on and on. If you transfer an NFT to another person or make a sale, that record is kept on the blockchain and it's immutable, meaning it cannot be changed. So it will remain on the blockchain forever. That's why NFTs are revolutionary, because if you look at Instagram, for example, you don't own data on Instagram. Instagram can pull down your profile any day. Like you have seen on Twitter, for example, Trump was banned from Twitter. So that just shows how you don't own anything on Web2. If Trump can be banned, what about you? And now there are the NFT, the NFT contract has some features and properties. For example, it shows it can show properties and traits. If you see for example, most of these collections, you see people saying the floor of a certain trait is this and all that. So these traits offer rarity or scarcity, because if you look at this, for example, on the clothing, you can see RTFKT Chrome. It has only 2% of all the Clone X NFTs in circulation have this trait. So it shows that that trait is a bit rare. If you see the human trait is a bit the the human trait is a bit common. It's 50%. So it's not as rare. So to look at the best NFT or the most valuable NFT in a collection, you look at the properties here. If the traits are very rare, like if you have all the traits here less than 2%, for example, or 5%, or even 1%, like the black shape up here is only 1% of the NFTs have that trait. So that means it's quite rare. So that's how you look at the rarity. There are also other websites where you can look at the rarity. Like they they run a scan on all the NFTs and rank them according to rarities. There is rarity tools, there rarity.tools and sniper. I think rarity sniper. There are quite a few. You can make a Google search. So if you want to buy NFTs, you can either place a bid, that is, if the NFT is not on sale. Okay, I forgot to show you something. Yeah, on the details, you can see on which blockchain the NFT is minted on. For example, the Clone X are minted on Ethereum blockchain. So on OpenSea, they support Ethereum and Polygon. Later on, they are supposed to support Tezos and Solana, I guess. They have already hinted on that. So you can see the contract, the token ID here, and the contract address. If you go to etherscan.io, you'll be able to see the contract address, which is the contract address for OpenSea. So all the NFTs that have been minted on OpenSea contain this address. If they have not been minted on a custom address, you can have your own custom address. So the NFT contract bears the the creator. Like if you look at this, you can see the creator. So if you mint your own NFT, everyone will always know you are the person who created that NFT. Even if you can see all the people who bought here, you can still see the original owner. That's another good thing about NFTs. Then another good thing about NFTs, the original owner, I think I need to show that. The original owner gets royalties. You can select how much royalties you want to get from them, from 0 to 10% on OpenSea. On other marketplaces, you can have as much as 20%, 25%. You choose, or according to how you want to reward yourself from the secondary sales. So, like if you look at the volume traded here, it's 128,000 ETH. So that means the creators, that is RTFKT Studios, own or received. Let's look at the royalties here. So if you go to buy an NFT, for example, this one is going for 13 ETH. If you go to buy, you'll actually be told here that the creator is receiving 5% royalty fees. The creator of this collection will receive 5% of the sale total. So that means when you sell, the person who sold it will receive 95% and 5% goes to the creator. Pretty simple. And they are sent, I think, every month from all the sales that you have made. OpenSea does the total and sends them to your wallet. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So, like I was telling you, when you come to a collection, you look at the items and the owners and the floor price and the volume. So the owners helps you to see how the NFT collection is distributed. So for example, if you have 18K items and we have only 500 owners, that means there are whales who own many NFTs, and you can find one person has more than 1,000 NFTs. So it's not really a good project to invest in. You want to invest in a project that is well distributed and has many people. Like in the crypto space and the NFT space, the community is everything. So if there is no community, it means you are you are holding NFTs that will be valueless in less time than compared to one that has a community. Like if you know the Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's the most popular NFT collection at the moment. The other day, Justin Bieber bought an ape for 500 ETH. So like you can see the floor price is 91.25. I think they flipped the CryptoPunks. The CryptoPunks, I think, okay, we can just confirm the CryptoPunks. The floor is okay. It looks like people are not selling the CryptoPunks. There's actually no CryptoPunk on sale. I don't know why. Okay, let's go back to the board ape. The board ape, I think, is the most popular in terms of volume traded and owners and the community. So, like you can see here, the collection has 10K items and it has 6.3K owners. That means, on average, every owner every holder owns less than two board apes, which is a good thing because you don't want to have a few people holding all the apes. You want it to be distributed among many people. So that's what you are supposed to look at. And when you are when you are okay for the floor price, what's the floor price basically means? It means that's the least amount you can buy an NFT in that collection for. Like you can see here, the the beads that the ETH that is in purple or pink, I'm not sure which color is this, are are ones that people have bid. For example, you can see here it's written top bid. So this person is not actually selling it. It's just that another person is bidding on it and they are willing to pay for 5 ETH. This person can release it for that amount, or they can hold, or they can counter offer. If you counter offer, that offer goes to the person that placed the bid. So only they can pay for that amount. So the ones that are in pink, like I've told you, are beads. So the one that is on the ETH color, that is gray, is the least price that you can buy. If you see this one is 91.2, 91.5, it goes like that. So if people buy these apes, the floor will keep rising until we get to 100. That's how the floor price rises. So you actually want to buy NFTs that have hype and an active community. So if you come here, you can look at the price. You can put filters if you want to look at the statistics. For example, you can look at the highest last sale, so that you see actually how much people have been paying for that collection. And you can see the last highest amount that was paid was 769 ETH for a board ape. And if you look at it, you'll see that on the properties, you'll see that the trades are quite rare. That's 13% have purple color background. I mean, Angry Highs only 4% have, and Trippy only 0.77% have. So it's rare. So you want to invest in the NFT that are rare, and most people will want to own that. Also, like you can see, this other one was sold for 740 ETH. I think this one was bought by the Sandbox game. If you look here, it's owned by the Sandbox. And if you look at the properties, you can see it's quite rare as well. So That's basically how you study the NFT collections and get in. And also you want to look at collections that are verified. If you want to invest before you even buy, you have to check at the verification button. If it's a well-known collection, basically it will be verified. So make sure you look at the verification button, and also look at the creator and go to their account and confirm that it's the original creators, and you're not buying one from someone who just copied and minted. So basically that's how you look at the collections. I think I'll show you just quickly how you can create your own collections. Okay, if you come to this tab here, you look at your profile, you'll have the collected NFTs created. You can see items or collections, favorited, hidden. If you have NFTs that you don't want to appear on your collection, you hide them here. So if a person comes to your account, they won't be able to see them. So if you want to create an NFT, you just come over here to create. You sign in with your MetaMask, and make sure you are on the main on the main OpenSea account, OpenSea.io, and make sure it has the HTTPS just to be secure. So every instance for everything you are doing on OpenSea, you'll have to sign in. So if I want to create, you'll just come over here and you can see you can you can upload any of these files, and the max size is 100 MBs. So if you select, you'll be able to go and look at your images or whatever you want to upload. Let's say I want to mint that photo. I can put my name that I want to mint. Then if maybe you have the artworks on IG or somewhere else, and you want people to go and have a look at the artwork and maybe learn more about it, you can put up your link there. Then you can have a description. Descriptions are important because most NFT collectors actually buy from the artists, not because of the art. It's because they are buying your work and they believe in you and they believe in your journey. Like most people who have seen making sales, it's because they have been in the space for a while and they have interacted with the community, and people believe in them. They believe in their story and they want to support them. So it's good to have a definitive description and explain maybe how you feel about, if you're a photographer, explain how you feel about that photo and what makes you think it's valuable. It's a good way to convince your collectors. So yeah, you can choose a collection here. I'll I'll show you quickly how to create a collection. If you want to create a collection, let's say you don't want to just mint one NFT, you want to have a collection of, let's say, 10 photos or 100, you can come here to my collections and you can see your collections that you have. Then you can create a new collection here and upload an image. Let's say upload that image. Then you can choose a featured image. The featured image should be something that is, let's say, it explains more about the collection, or it includes different art from the collection, so that a person can know what more you have in that collection just from the featured image. So I think I'll use one for a gallery I had made on CryptoVoxels. Yeah, see, something like that. Then the banner image is the image that will be appearing when you share the link. No, actually, the featured image is the one that will appear when you share the link to maybe Twitter or Facebook, like that. The banner image is the one that appears on top. So you can, both of them can be the same thing or different things, but you just have to contain your art and what the collection is about. You can have a little explanation, but it's not that helpful because you'll have somewhere to put the description here. So you can have a name. So let's say let's put startup brand here, and you can customize your URL. So the URL is the one that appears on the Chrome or your browser, whatever you're using, or the one that will be sending to WhatsApp or whatever social media. So let's say startup drawing test. Then you can have a description. So that's something that explains more about your art, and it's really important to have a definitive description that maybe it's personal or explains more about the art, and it should be catchy. Maybe tell a story that people will be interested in. After a person comes to your collection, the first thing they see is your description, your banner image. So you want to make them be interested enough to keep scrolling and look at your art. Then you can put links here, you can put your links, you can put your website here. All this will appear on your collection on top. Then you can put, if you have one, and have your Instagram here, your Medium, if you have it, your Telegram, all that. Then now this is where you put the creator earnings or the royalties. So the maximum you can put is 10%. You can see creator earnings cannot be greater than 10%. So that means if you put 10% and you're selling your art for, let's say, 0.1 ETH, and your collector goes on to sell it for 1 ETH, that means you'll get 10% of the 1 ETH that you sold for. So you'll get 0.1. And if that collector goes on and sells, you'll earn royalties forever. So that's why NFTs are a great way for artists to earn a living forever doing what they love. And yeah, it gives artists some form of creative freedom, because most of you know, most of the artists on Instagram, actually most of the people that consume content on Instagram never ask themselves creatives eat or where do they earn from. So this is a great way to support your favorite artists and make them keep making the art that you have been consuming and you love. Then for the payout wallet address, the good thing here is it doesn't have to come to your wallet that you have minted with. You can have it go to a different destination altogether. So let's say you can put the Ethereum wallet or the ENS address. So let's say I put, then now here you can choose the blockchain. Like I told you, you can only have Ethereum or Polygon. On Polygon, it's gas free. Like on Ethereum you have to pay gas fees. Gas fees allow you to mint, and they allow miners to prioritize your execution or whatever you want to do. So basically, the more you pay, the more the more fast your art or whatever you're trying to mint will be done. That's why we have gas wars when we have many people trying to mint at the same time. So because they are basically competing for priority and attention. So the more you pay, the faster your NFT will be minted. So it's wise to use Polygon, but there is a downside because Polygon doesn't have as many collectors as Ethereum. So it means we'll have a hard time trying to get collectors on Polygon because yes, they'll be paying with ETH, but most people prefer Ethereum for some reason because it's the OG chain and yeah, it's the most decentralized chain and most whales are on Ethereum. Those are the people who buy NFTs mostly. So if you choose Ethereum, you'll have to pay gas fees, which can be around 60 USD to 200 USD. So you have to look out for times when the gas fees are low. To help you on that, I can suggest an extension that I use here. It's called DeFi Saver. So basically, the DeFi Saver gives you the history of the base fee. If you don't know about the EIP 1559 gas prices and all that, it has the base fee and the priority fee and the max base fee. So you will be more interested in the base fee. So you can set a notification. Maybe you can say when the base fee reaches $35, I mean 35 GUA, you'll be notified and you can mint then. I think 25 is the least it gets on Sundays because most people are not minting then. So I'll suggest before you start minting, you can do some research and know the best time to mint. But if you don't have the gas fees to spend, you can, if your art is good and you believe in your work, you can just select Polygon. Another thing to note on Ethereum, you can only mint one copy of an NFT, but on Polygon, you can mint several. You can mint several copies. Yeah, you can mint several copies. I think you'll see that later. So you can also add the tokens that you want people to buy your NFTs with. You can have DAI, USDC, or REV. Same case with Ethereum. You can have all these options available for your collectors. And you can choose a display theme. This is basically how you want the NFTs to appear. So I think I'll go with Polygon because I want to show you how to mint. I'll just paste wallet here. And you can add DAI. And I'll create the collection. Yeah, it's created. So like you can see here, when you come here, you'll see your collection and you can see the links that you put here, the website, Discord, so people can go and learn more about the collection. If you have a community, you'll put your Discord link. If you have blogs about it, you can put Medium, Telegram community, and so forth. So when you come to the collection, you can see a button here, add item. So basically when you mint something here, it will go to that collection. But I think you can choose here if you want it to go to another collection. but by default it will be added to that collection that we just created. So when you go to create an NFT, let's try again. This is one of my photographs, and I have minted it on Stellar NFT actually. So I'm not going to put it here. I'll delete it. So you can put properties if you have traits. Let's say if your collection is a PFP, if you know PFP is basically is a term that means avatar NFTs or profile picture NFTs, like the board apes. They basically mean you have a profile picture that represents your NFT. So that means if you own that profile picture, you can put it on your social media to show you belong to that community. Recently, Twitter added the functionality to authenticate your avatar NFT so that you can show you own it, and another person who is trying to copy, they don't have proof like you on the blockchain. So people will know that they maybe have stolen it from somewhere or something like that. So you can put all these properties here, but in our case, we don't have properties, just a photo. So yeah, like I told you, on Polygon, you can create several number of items. I mean copies of the same item. So like here, I can have 10 copies of this image. So that means this image can have up to 10 owners. Even one person can buy all the 10 copies, and another person can buy three, but it will have 10 copies of it. So if you're selling for, let's say, zero point 0.1 ETH, in total, if this item sells out, you'll be having 1 ETH. Yeah, we'll talk about freezing metadata. Basically, freezing metadata means your item is is being minted on the blockchain. And so what happens when you mint an NFT on OpenSea? It's stored on OpenSea on OpenSea servers, but you want it to be on the blockchain forever. When it's on the OpenSea server, basically means if OpenSea goes down one day, people will remain with the contract. That's the NFT. They can see it on their wallet in Etherscan, but they don't have the image. So basically, freezing your metadata means you are uploading your image to IPFS. IPFS is short for interplanetary file system. That's a decentralized storage. So that means your file will forever be available on the internet and on the blockchain, and it's immutable. So let's say we create the NFT. You will have to confirm. Yeah, okay. It has been, okay, you don't need to confirm there. But when you are about to sell, you can see we have 10 copies owned by you. Then you can see the description, you can see about the collection, you can see all these details, and you can see when it was minted. That's 27 seconds ago. So basically, people will be able to see all this history and track record. So now you can either have it like that if you don't want to sell, but if you want to sell it, you just come over here, sell. You can choose how many items you want to sell. If you want to sell all of them, you can, maybe you want to sell only five and remain with five. Maybe you want to gift people or just remain with them, or sell them at a higher price later. So you can, let's say you want to sell five of them, and each one for 0.004 is $10. You can see the creator fee. So the service fee goes to OpenSea. So when someone makes a sale, 5% goes to OpenSea, 10% comes to you. So you can complete. You have to sign on MetaMask. Then yeah, your item is listed. So when you come here, you can see it has a price. So anyone can buy it, or they can make an offer. You'll see the listings here. If you come to the item activity, you can see it shows here you listed for this amount. And if you cancel the listing, for example, you have to sign. People will see that you, maybe let's say you cancelled and changed the price. I'm just trying to show you that everything you do is seen on the blockchain, and you can't fool the system. So yeah, you can see you cancelled at this time and you relisted again for this, the quantities that you listed. Basically everything that happens to this NFT will be visible. And before you sell, you can go and delete it. But once you sell one copy, you can no longer change anything on this NFT, because you are not the only person who owns it. So that's how the ownership works. If someone buys it, you transfer the ownership to the other person. So I think I have explained everything. Yeah, if you want to transfer to, let's say, a friend, you want to give to a friend your NFT, you come here and transfer and choose how many copies you want, put the address. Yeah, basically that's it. For Polygon, you won't have to pay any fees most of the time, but on Ethereum, while transferring, minting, and all that, you'll be paying fees. But for Ethereum, you'll pay the gas fee only once for the first time when you are minting. Let's say if you are minting on a collection for the first time, you'll pay the gas fee once while listing. But for the other items on the collection, you won't have to pay. So it's not that bad. So when you come to your account now, you can see your NFT here and how many copies. It will show the blockchain here. So you see, every NFT will show you the blockchain and the copies in if it's Polygon. You can see how many people have favorited, all that. So basically on OpenSea, you can see all NFTs on Ethereum network and the Polygon network. Like this one is an unstoppable domain. If you look here, you will see Decentraland wearables that have been gifted. All of them you can see them on the Decentraland marketplace, or on this marketplace that is OpenSea. People will be able to see the wearables that you own, the unstoppable domains. Basically, any NFT on Ethereum or Polygon, even if you didn't mint it on OpenSea, will be visible here. So that's how NFTs work. And that's why NFTs are going to revolutionize gaming, because before you're going to be able to use, let's say, game characters or game skins on outside the game. For example, if you play a particular game and you upgrade your avatar and you get new skins and new characters, you can't sell them or transfer them or any of that. But thanks to NFTs, you can actually sell items outside the game. Like here, if you see, these are power ups for blockchain play to earn game. It's called block bots. You can see I can access them on OpenSea, even outside the game, and people can buy them here. I can transfer them to anyone I want. That was not possible before. So that just shows you how you'll be able to own your assets in game because you can sell them on OpenSea, on Rarible, wherever you want. So it's quite a thing for gamers. Yeah, I think I showed you about the NFTs. I think the next thing should be the metaverse. I'll I I have I do a lot of stuff in the metaverse, building the central and scenes, the sandbox, crypto voxels, and all that. So I think it's a good thing to show you around the metaverse. Like you can see, I have lots of wearables. This was an NFT that was given by Samsung in their in their HQ. It's called Samsung A37X. Basically, you had to complete a quest and you are given this NFT to show that you participated. So if you look at, you can see it has 11.8k owners. So that means 11.8k people completed the quest and received the NFT. And anyone can sell it. You can see these people have listed it here. You can go and buy if you want. You can sell if you own it. You can see there are people who have transferred. All information is on the blockchain. So I'll I'll show you a quick sneak view of the metaverse. First, okay, before I take you to the metaverse, I think I I should tell you about how NFTs and the metaverse are connected and why you should be interested in the metaverse if you are in the NFT space. So if you if you look at the current internet, that is Web 2.0, like people call it, it's the internet that consists of the popular platforms that we know today, like Facebook, Twitter, IG. Basically, you couldn't be able to own data on those platforms, but on Decentraland and other D apps and other blockchain games, you can be able to own your data thanks to NFTs. For example, if you look at the popular games that people have been playing, like let's say PUBG or COD, they are basically virtual worlds. So the idea of virtual worlds is not that new or not that alien of a concept because it's something that has been happening. People have been having games where they play with other players online, and we also have a game like Fortnite that has been organizing events. The other day they organized an event with, I can't remember the artist, but they had a really large turn up. I think 12 million people attended. But the difference with the Fortnite and now Decentraland is that on Decentraland, you have ownership thanks to NFTs and crypto. So NFTs and crypto fuse together to revolutionize gaming and allow people to get involved in communities within games. You can call them virtual communities. Like in Decentraland here, if you come to the Decentraland marketplace, you can see people are selling all kinds of virtual fashion. All these are wearables. Uh, I would love to take you through the process of making wearables in a future date, if possible. But basically, on Decentraland, if you're a fashion designer or someone who is creative, you can create clothes and all kinds of wearables, and people will come and sell. And just like any other NFT, you can set the rarity and the scarcity. For example, you can see this t-shirt has 100,000 copies and each one is 1.5 mana. If you come here, you can see the people who have minted it. This has only been sold to one person. You can come and buy if you want, and you can sell it. You can transfer it to your friend on OpenSea or just here. For example, if you come to my store, you can see the variables that I own. Let's say I want to transfer this Jean Helm. It's one that is made by my friend. I bought it for 1 mana. You can see I can be able to sell because I own it, and the creator will get royalties as well. You can see latest sales. I think there are other sales here, and I want to show you how you can transfer. Yeah, yeah. You can come here and you can see the transfer button. You can put an address, say if it's your friends, and you can transfer just like that. And it's actually free to transfer because it's on Polygon network. Polygon network is a sidechain of Ethereum network. It has negligible fees. So most games just decide to cover the costs for the gamers and make it transparent free so that you don't have to have Matic on your wallet and all that. It's unnecessary. So, like I've told you, in the metaverse, it's just like any other game, but thanks to the blockchain, crypto, and NFTs, you can be able to own all these assets inside the game and outside the game. For example, if you come to land, I don't have any land, but if you come here, you can see all this. This is the Decentraland map. I think the ones that are in blue are the ones that are on sale. Some people are selling estates. Like you can see, this estate is going for 1.5 million mana. 1 mana is around $3, I guess. So you can come and shop for virtual real estate here. And for example, if you want one parcel, you can look at the price. If you want to buy, or you can bid, and it will be transferred from the owner to your wallet. So basically, what virtual land means is that this part of the game has been tied to an NFT that is represented in the blockchain. So the person who owns that NFT is the one who is able to make changes to the game and to that particular scene in the game. So, for example, if you come to the builder, I actually had a scene, but it was on borrowed land. So the owner just decided to give it or rent because I was not renting it. If you come to the builder, I have a scene. So you can see all this. You can have as many scenes as you want. You can create a new scene here. Again, I would love to show people how to create scenes possible. So if you look at this Kenyan NFT Club, it's an NFT exhibition that I created for my Kenyan NFT friends. So basically, the scene has not been published, but if you have land, you just open it in the creators this this space. It's called the builder, and you can go to publish, and you will be able to choose from the scenes that you own or from the land parcels that you own where you want it to be. So the land and the scene are not tied together. You can even download here. You can see this download button here. So you can download it and transfer it to another person or send it to another person. So basically this is the scene for it loads. I want to show you how land and scenes work together. Like you can see, you have all these asset packs that have been provided by Decentraland. You can see if you open Genesis City, for example, you have these different kinds of floors, flowers, lands, furniture, all that. And you can put your own custom assets. These are the assets that I created on Blender and I transfer them here. You can have, if you want to showcase NFTs, you come to gallery. You can see the items that have this star or whatever are editable, or we call them we call them, okay, I forgot the name, but basically they are interactive. For example, you can have a lift that changes, let's say it goes up and down, and you can come and view your scene. So basically I can keep building. So you can come and build your scene here. You can see these are NFTs from my friends. We are supposed to see a lift here. I think it hasn't loaded. But yeah, basically that's the scene. So when you have such a scene, you come here to publish, and you can publish to land, or you can apply it to be deployed to another land. Maybe another person will want to deploy it to their land, and just to have it there. I think I'll do something like that because I don't have land. But if you choose to publish to land, you can see you will be told here if you don't have any land. But let's say I had land, I will just come, you will see a red icon, and you can choose where you want it to go on your land. And only you can manage anything that is deployed on that piece of land. So basically, that's how NFTs work. That land is tied to your wallet, and no one can make changes to it. Yeah, so on every metaverse, it's like that, and you can do all kinds of stuff to your land. That's why land is gaining popularity, because we have all these people building cool stuff, and everyone wants to do it. So we get we get a lot of people wanting to come in, and the value of land goes up. The laws of supply and demand. So I don't know if I should take you through the Decentraland metaverse. If you go to the events tab, you can see the live example here are the live events. You can see digital sneakers. Then you can see, I think South Bys have an event. You can see the trending events. You can see all these events. You can see the live ones. You can see the amount of people who are in. So basically, if you want to get started with the metaverse, you just need to go to this tab, just jump into any event that you are interested in. And if you have a scene, you just submit your event here. It's pretty simple. So let's say, so I want to go to, not on that. Okay, let's say this one. So you will have to sign. You can enter as a guest, but if you want to wear your wearables inside and maybe make friends. You can add someone as a friend, but if you play as a guest, you can't be able to do that because the data is not saved to your wallet or your profile. So it's better to just join with your wallet. You will sign in with your MetaMask. Again, make sure you are on the right Decentraland site because there are many malicious people in this space. There are people who have registered domains like decentraland.com. So you find yourself on the wrong Decentraland, then they steal your ETH, which is not cool.
Matthew, thank you
Yeah.
for this wonderful workshop. I think I really learned a lot about NFT, metaverse. There's a lot of things that I didn't know, and I'm pretty sure if we go over everything, we'll probably take the whole night going through everything.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah. So with that, I would like to open the space for any questions that we may have from the audience. Um, so if you have any question, you can post them on the Q&A section, or you can also use the chat section as well. So this could be anything about NFT, and yeah. So Matthew, we have a question from Erwin Maro. He
Okay.
asked, "What are socials? Did you
Okay.
have to buy a
Can
parcel to set up your gallery collection?"
Yeah, okay. I'll paste my Twitter there. Or you can search Metagrapher. The username is at 0x3mat. You can follow me on Twitter and yeah, learn more about the metaverse from there. And also about the parcel, like I showed you, you can be able to create a scene without necessarily having to own a land, but you have to own land to publish your parcel on the metaverse. So basically, if you want people to be able to visit your scene, you have to own land. So, like I said, I was building on borrowed land, and the owner decided to rent it out. So I don't have land, but I'm looking to buy one in the near future.
So you can borrow and rent a land.
Yeah, so basically on the central land, someone can put you as an operator, so they can own the land on their MetaMask wallet and set you up as the operator. So that means you have the permission to write, publish a scene, and host events there, but they are the owners of the land. So you can cooperate like that with landowners. That's what I've been doing.
Okay. So a follow-up question from Aaron was that how long did it take to build your map?
Okay, it depends because it took me long to learn, but building is pretty simple if you have learned. Like anything, if you learn, it will be easier to build. So it took me like 24 hours or 2 days, but learning is the most important part. I took like 2 weeks learning on YouTube tutorials and trying one or two things on the scene.
And follow up on that, what are the resources or knowledge base that you can share that people can learn from?
Okay, in terms of building, I think you need basic 3D fundamentals. Like you need to understand how 3D works and how like like any 3D software, you need to understand the axes and all that. So basically, you just need to understand 3D, the basics. Then when you hop onto the Decentraland builder, it will be pretty simple because they have assets that are available for free and you can use them to build your scene.
Okay. And then for your NFTs, what resources would you recommend them from?
Basically, YouTube. I think everything you want to learn is on YouTube and Google. Just need to make a Google search or a YouTube search and look for the most popular people who are sharing that content. Like on YouTube, you can follow Gary V. Gary V is the most popular YouTuber who talks about NFTs. So you can follow Gary V, for example.
Okay. And then
Like,
she asked, how did you buy land?
okay, buying land, like I had showed you, think I can just show you as I explain. If you go to the marketplace and start browsing, you can see if you go over here to the land option, you can toggle the lands that are on sale. If you see, if you turn off this, you won't see anything. But if you put this on, the blue colors are the lands that are on sale. You can click the land that you are interested in. You can see the price here. Then you can buy. If you need to have this balance, you need to have mana on your wallet to buy, or you can go to OpenSea. If you go to OpenSea and search Decentraland, again, make sure it's the verified one so that you don't buy fake virtual land. So when you come here, you can see the land that is on floor. So this is the cheapest that you can get. Then you just come here and open the NFT and buy. Like this one is going for $12,000, and this is the price in mana. So if you have this balance in mana, you can be able to buy. So yeah, it's that simple.
Okay. And we also have another question from Aaron is that do you think NFT investment is a bubble?
Okay, what can I say about that? Because like I've showed you, NFTs are pretty wide. Like we have gaming NFTs, we have virtual land, we have the PFPs, we have photography NFTs. If you will ask me, most of the hyped NFT projects will go to zero, like 99%. So it's just a matter of knowing what kind of NFTs you want to invest in. Like I can tell you, virtual land is not a bubble because that's something that has intrinsic value. You can you can build something on your land. Like on Decentraland, we have people who have built casinos where people can go and play and earn. Some people are earning their living from play to earn games like Axie Infinity, and those are NFTs. Basically, if an NFT has intrinsic value, you can't expect it to be a bubble or to burst. But if it's something like, let's say, you can see some NFTs called Baby Doges or the okay, we have some PFP projects that have value because they have a community, but most of them will go to zero because outside the community there isn't really any value. So it's really about which NFT project because it's a wide thing. It's not just one thing. If you get it.
Good. I think this should be the last question is how do brands benefit from NFTs as they move forward?
Okay, like you have seen, NFTs offer proof of ownership. So for example, like Nike Nike will be able to reward people who own the NFTs directly just by scanning and taking a snapshot of people who own the NFTs. People like Snoop Dogg who have released music NFTs and have character NFTs on the sandbox are able to reward their most loyal fans by just sending the rewards to their wallets. So NFTs allow brands to know their most loyal customers and they can be able to reward them directly. Like before in Web2, if you are a fan of a certain brand, you can't be able to earn from it or benefit from it because they don't have a system or a way of knowing who are the real people who are supporting them. But with NFTs, brands will be able to know the real supporters and people who buy into the NFTs. And again, there are people, our brands, who are raising money through NFTs. Like you can have an NFT and the money collected from the NFT collection is used to build the brand. So basically you co-own the brand together as people who own the NFTs. So it's easy to reward your customers and build a loyal customer base.
Thank you for that, Matthew. It was quite, as Aaron said, it was really insightful. Maybe you can give us your thoughts or your thoughts.
Yeah, okay. I think what I would urge everyone is to research on the metaverse and get involved because the metaverse will be the fusion of the NFTs and the internet and gaming and 3D VR. Like you have all seen, Facebook is championing for VR and the metaverse, and most of other brands like Microsoft, Nvidia, Samsung, all these brands have seen an opportunity in the metaverse because the metaverse allows us to have not just the 2D websites that we are used to or the 2D internet, but we are able to have immersive environments that enable us to interact more with the brands, not just the websites. Like for example, with Samsung, you can go to their website and learn about their products and all that. But with the metaverse, you can be able to go to their website, or I mean, you can be able to go to their scene in the metaverse and interact with their devices. And if you have VR clients, you can be able to interact and maybe touch and do all kind of stuff and interact with other players. And it's not even about the fun part in the metaverse because we'll see the metaverse revolutionize every other industry. Like like for example, in education, you can have people learning anatomy online because with AR, augmented reality, you can be able to, let's say, broadcast a human body on a wall or broadcast a car engine on a desk. So imagine people coming together and everyone trying to build on the metaverse on whichever industry they are in, because it allows us to join the physical world with the internet. So instead of having the common websites that we are using, that you are used to, you will be able to interact more with brands, and that's what brands want. They want you to interact with their products. The artists like Snoop Dogg want you to interact more with their music and on their events, not just go and stare on a YouTube page and watch their videos. They want you to interact with their creations and all that, which is something that everyone will come to see with time. So it's good if you research on that and understand it, understand where you are going and how you can be involved.
Thanks for that. I would like to thank you and your time for coming through. And it was quite insightful. And I also like to thank the attendees as well for taking up the time and attending the session. It was a brilliant session, and we do have other sessions that are coming up. So our next session is the Europe Summit, which will be on the 28th. So we do register for that. There's some excitement sessions in there, and do
Yeah.
also register for the upcoming global in April. Yeah, we do appreciate your time and your time, and looking forward to seeing you more in the upcoming events. Thank you
Thank
all,
you for
and
having me.
thank you, Matthew, as well.
I hope the people who have attended have learned something from what I've shared, and I'll be ready and willing to attend more of your workshops and be able to teach more stuff and educate more people and interact with other people who are interested in the Web3 and the metaverse scene so that we can push forward together.
Thank you, Matthew. That's we'll definitely reach out, and thank you also for sharing your socials. People would definitely connect with you, and then we'll learn some more from you as well. And again, thank you to our attendees for attending this session, and we hope everybody have a good night and see you soon. All thanks.
Cheers.